Series called The Power to Raise the Dead. It's a very interesting title that I like very much, but I'm going to add to it a little bit because this is what I'm going to be talking about. It's not only the power to raise the dead, but it's also the power to kill the alive. Okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about the power to raise the dead, and we're going to talk a little bit about the power that we have to kill the alive. And you're going to understand what I'm saying later. طبعا the power to raise the dead, we're not talking about the dead physically. We're talking about the dead, which means people who are away from Christ, people who don't have a relationship with Christ, people who are living the secular life away from the church and away from a living relationship with Christ. These are the dead spiritually that we all by now know the definition. I'm not going to go through that. I just want to clarify the title that we are talking about. This is a small series about what is our role in raising the dead. What is my role as someone who attends the meeting, not as a leader or a servant, as anyone. What is my role to raise the dead, to help people grow spiritually in their relationship with God? I'm gonna talk from, my main reference is gonna be from Matthew. It's the parable of the talents. Okay? I need a reader. Okay? Who's going to be our reader? I need someone who has a Bible. Anybody has a Bible? Mike, you have a Bible? Okay. So Mike is going to be our reader. We're going to read from Matthew 25, verses 14. I'm not going to read the whole parable because we all know the parable. We all know the parable of the talents. Okay? It was an ant. We all know the parable of the talents. This guy who was going away, and he gave someone, Wissam, 5 talents. He gave Rami 2 talents, and he gave Musa 1 talent. Wissam went out and worked with the 5 talents, and he gained 5 talents more. Rami did the same. He went out and gained 2 talents more. Musa took the talent, hid it, and got, when his master came back, he gave him only the talent that the master has given him. I'm not going to read it, but what we're going to do is that we're going to go through the parable, and I'm going to make Michael stop for every verse that I want to comment on. There are few ideas that I really want everyone to concentrate on. Okay? So we're going to start. We're going to start from verse 14. Go ahead, Ivan. I'm going to stop you whenever I want to say something.
For the kingdom of heaven is like a man traveling to a far country, who called his own servants and delivered his goods to them.
So who is the master, or who is this man? Guys, you know my way, I don't give lectures, huh? So I'm going to expect your interaction. So who is this man?
Anyone of us?
Who is this man?
Anyone? No. God.
Who is the man who's traveling?
God.
God himself. Okay? So God is the man symbolize or represents God. And who are the servants? Us. Okay? So God is talking to us. Okay? So it's Matthew 25 verse 14. Kamil, yeah, Mike.
And to one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1.
Okay. Who gave the talents?
God.
God. God gave the talents according to Michael?
To each according to his own ability.
Okay, so God gave the talents each according to his ability. Okay? 2 things here. Who gave, number 1, before we give the talents. What is a talent? What is a talent?
Skill.
A skill, okay?
Well, isn't that the time or type of currency that they were using?
Excellent, very good. How did you get this piece of information?
I learned it from my.
That's very good. Actually, the word talent in the parable is money, is an amount of money, and it's a big amount of money. At that time, they say that the talent is equal to 600 denarii, and by now you should know that 1 denarii is the wage of 1 employee in 1 day. Okay, so this is 600 denarii, يعني you work 600 days. يعني كم سنة دول؟
2 years.
About roughly 2 years.
2 years.
Less than 2 years.
2 years. Okay, very good. 2 years. So this, he gave them an amount of money that you can work them out in the stock market, you can do trade, you can do whatever you want. This is a big amount of money. This is a wage. This is your wage for 2 years. Okay? طبعا what Monica said is also right. A talent is a symbol of what God has given us. It doesn't have to be money. It can be a skill. It can be something that you do or a gift that He has given you. Like originally in the parable, this is an amount of money equal to 600. I'm not sure if it's 600 or 6,000 denarii. I'm sorry, I can check this piece of information. The first point here that I want to make is that God gave the people. God gave the servants. So I'm going to give Samuel $100. Okay? And I'm going to give Mina $10. And I'm going to give Wissam $1. So Samuel goes to everybody and says, I am better than everybody else. Right?
Yeah.
Can he do that? You think so? Why? Because he has more money. Very good. Anybody else? Who agrees? Who disagrees? Huh?
Depends how good he is.
Depends how good he is.
Because once you boast, you lose it.
Once you boast, you lose
So
it.
you boast,
Okay.
you lose the skill.
Does he have the right to boast, this gentleman who got $100?
No,
Why not?
because it was given to him.
Exactly. So why he's gonna boast with a gift that it was given to him? Does not make sense. If I'm giving you the money, you don't even own the money. It's like the house that you buy now with a mortgage and all of these things. You know, I have a mansion. Wow, I have a Ferrari. Okay, and I paid $200 for the Ferrari. Like, it's mine. It's mine. Sorry, it's the bank's. It's the bank's. So you have no right to boast with God has given you. That's the first point that I wanna say it clearly. That you, the gift that God has given you, or the talent that God has given you, because it was given to you, you have no right to boast about. I am a wonderful player, basketball player. Okay?
Are you sure?
Since there's the basketball season now. Okay? So all the people they like me, all the girls like me if I'm a boy, and all the boys like me if I'm a girl. And I have a skill of being the best basketball player in the Cairo. Wow. It's good that you know that you have a gift or you have a talent. Like the real danger is to attribute this to yourself. I have to know very well that whatever talent I have is from God. And because it's from God, I have no right to boast about it. It's given to me. Okay, so that's number one. You have a gift, don't boast about it. If you have the best voice in the whole church, وبتظبط اللحن ويعني أستاذ في بيتوسرونوس وأستاذ في أوموجانيس وأستاذ في شفاعات وأستاذ حاضر ما أنتوا مش معانا؟ He's telling me to lower my voice. It's wonderful and it's excellent to know that you have a talent, and my talent is blah blah blah. Once you boast about it, you're telling God, this is my work. It's not given from you. Okay. So point number one, it is given to you, so you should not boast. Number two, it's given according to everybody's ability. Okay. So أنا راجل غلبان. My abilities are minimal. So God gave me one talent. Samuel راجل عظيم. His abilities are much more than me. So God gave him 5 talents. If we agree on the principle that it's a given from God, I should not what? Compare myself to others. Why? Because أنا ما قلتش حاجة لسه.
I have a question.
No, مش دلوقتي. لما أخلص.
So one is important. No, but like, okay, you're not supposed to question, but does that, like, how does God, like, come about with how many gifts you're getting? Is it because you can handle it and somebody else can't?
He knows me very well. He knows my abilities. He knows my abilities, and he's giving me my talent based on my ability. If I'm a very intellectual person, and I'm a social person, and I can be, he can give me the talent of being big mouth and being a lawyer. مثلا يعني. For example. Or ربنا خلقني ب nice voice. I have a nice voice. It's an ability. Okay. Like God is not gonna give me the nice voice and social skills and materialistic skills and money and if I cannot handle that. And that's exactly what happened to St. Paul, if you realize that God يقول كده لئلا أفتخر أعطيت شوكة في الجسد, and not to boast. He was given a thorn in the flesh because he saw, St. Paul saw a lot of visions, and he was able, with God's grace, he was able to do a lot of miracles. So in order for him not to boast, he was given حاجة كده a thorn in the flesh. It's up to him knowing me. The point that I want to make is no, not because I have one talent, so I am worse than the one who have 5 talents. Because God gives everyone according to his ability. The guy who had five talents and the guy who had 2 talents, who is better?
Two.
The 2 of them, both of them. مفيش better.
No.
Okay.
What about the 2 talents?
The one with the 2 talents. Why?
Because they can handle them better.
Okay. What about the 5?
Got one.
No, it's 10, 5, and 2, so 5 and 2.
5, 2, and 1.
5, 2, and 1. Oh, right.
5, 2, and 1. So Nancy بتقول no one is better. Mariam بتقول the 2 is better. What do you think, guys? I'm really asking. No, you know the parable.
They're all the same.
They are all the same. 5 and 2. Musa, what do you think?
And 1.
الاثنين زي بعض. Basim, what do you think?
I don't really know what you mean by better in one.
I mean better in God's view. Better in God's view. That's a good clarification.
Nobody's better than God.
No one. Okay. Why, Musa, why no one is better than the other?
يعني ربنا ادى واحد 5 فرجعه 5 يعني تعب واداله برضه نفس اللي هو اداهوله.
From the text itself.
والتاني برضه نفس الوضع لما خد 2 جاب 2 برضه فالاتنين تعبانين فالاتنين ربنا كفاهم.
If you do, go ahead, Mike.
They both received the same reward at the end.
What is the reward?
The kingdom of heaven.
Actually, that's absolutely right. Because in the let's read verse. Verse 21, you mind, please?
His Lord said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You were faithful over a few things. I will make you ruler over many things."
That's the 5 talents, okay? Enter into the joy of your Lord. Verse 22.
He also, who had received 2 talents, came and said, "Lord, you delivered to me 2 talents. Look, I have gained 2 more talents besides them." His Lord said to him, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. I'll make you ruler over many things. Enter into the joy of your Lord.
It's exactly the same verse, the same reward. 21 and 22, it's exactly the reward for the one who got 5 talents and the reward for the one who got 2 talents is exactly the same. So there is no one better here. Not because I have a lot of talents, I'm better than the one who have few talents. Why? Why? From the scripture we know because they got the same reward. But why again the 5 is not better than the 2? Both of them were given. Okay? So God is really gonna ask you not how many talents you have, but He's gonna ask you what did you do with your talent.
Just
Yeah.
a quick question. The person with the 5, is he required? Is 5 required from him? Like, according to your talents, are those required from you to receive that reward?
So we're talking numbers here. What if he got 4, for example?
Yeah, just basically like, if you were given many talents and I was
Right.
given very little talents, I would have less to produce.
Right.
So you would have more of an obligation to produce.
Of course.
Right?
Of course. That's exactly the point. That the one who has more is required to give more. خدوا بالكم انه there is a percentage here. He had 5, he gained 5, he gained 100%. The one who had 2 gained 2, gained 100%. Okay? If I'm convinced that the talent that I have is given to me from God, I'm not gonna boast. Okay? And I'm not gonna compare myself to others. And this is a very dangerous point because we always do that. Ya salam, I wish I had the nice voice of Mirai Machu. تعرفوش انتوا مين مراي ماتيو؟ طبعا مش عايز I don't want to say someone that you know. يعني لكن I wish I had the voice of Fulan, or I know the hymns of that Fulan knows, or I have the talent of the skills of talking from the podium and wa'azing like Fulan. Okay? And we unfortunately, instead of concentrating on what is my talent and how I am using it, I compare myself to other people and say, oh, I'm better than this one and I'm worse than that one. That's not the Christian attitude when it comes to talent. When it comes to talent, it's given to you, number 1, you don't boast. Number 2, according to your ability. And God is gonna, so you don't compare yourself to others. And God is gonna ask you, what did you do with your talents?
Can you teach somebody your talent? Like, can you?
I'm gonna get to this. I'm gonna how to find out. The third or fourth point that I want to mention is there are consequences, and that's also very serious. There are consequences. The first 2, welcome, come, enjoy the kingdom of heaven. The third one is what? Let's read about him. What is the consequence of not using your talent? Verse 26, Michael, please.
But his Lord answered and said to him,
That's the one who had who was given 1 talent.
But his Lord answered and said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown, and gather where I have not scattered seed. So you ought to have deposited my money with the bankers, and at my coming I would have received back my own with interest. Or take the talent from him, and give it to him who has 10 talents. For to everyone who has, more will be given, and he will have abundance. But from him who does not have, even what he has will be taken away. And cast the unprofitable servant into the outer darkness. There will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Okay, so that's now very serious. Because when you have a talent, I'm not going to say if you have a talent, because everyone has a talent. Everyone has a talent. There is no one that was given nothing. Mafish. People were giving differently, but everyone was giving something. Everyone was giving something. So there is nothing called I don't have a talent. Maybe I don't know what is my talent. But everyone has a talent. Everyone has a talent. And based on how you are using your talent, you have two options. It's either you're gonna use it and go into the joy of the kingdom of God, or not using it and go into darkness. Okay? So this is not like an option. Okay, I can use it or I don't have to use it. It's not an option. It's an obligation. Serving others and raising the dead is an obligation. So if you are using your talents the right way, you're going to be rewarded in a nice way. If you are not using what God has given you to raise the dead and to serve the others, you're going to also have the consequence of not doing that. And you're going to be thrown into darkness. The point here is not an option. It's an obligation. Serving others, if I am a Christian, everybody says hi to Mina Awad, he just came from the airport. So it's an obligation that you have to do. If you have a talent, sorry, it's not if. The talent that you have an obligation to use it. If you don't, that's serious. It's not an option. It's not like, okay, I have a talent like it, I like to, no. You have something, you have an obligation to use. The point after that is, so we spoke about you don't boast because it was given to you. We spoke about you don't compare yourself because God has given everyone according to his ability. Number 3, it's an obligation. You have to raise the dead. It's not an option. Number 4 is I want you to see the reasoning or the character of each servant. So the first 2 servants were characterized as what? Anybody knows before we read? Huh? Very good, excellent, very good, Joseph. Both of them were called faithful. So what really God wants, and the other one, the third one? Lazy and wicked. Very good. Why he was lazy and wicked? Anybody knows after that? What did he say to the master? I know that you are what? Can you read this verse for us, please?
You reap where you have not sown.
No, قبل كده.
Yeah, that's a first.
Okay. Verse 26. But his Lord answered and said to him, You wicked and lazy servant, you knew that I reap where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. The first 2 people were called faithful. And that's what is actually only thing required about your talent. To be faithful in using it. You have 1 talent, you have 10 talents, you have 100 talents. What really matters is your faithfulness. How faithful you are in using it for the Lord. Because you can use it for your glory. Like what really matters is faithfulness, is the character. And Christianity is all about that. Christianity, we know it's all about you inside. It's not about the talents itself. It's about your faithfulness in using the talent. That's what Christianity, in everything, Christianity is about the heart. It's about inside. Are you faithful in using your 2 talents, your 1 talent, your 100 talents? While you are lazy and wicked. So what really matters, what characterized the first 2 servants is their faithfulness. And what characterized the third one is giving excuses. And knowing or thinking that the master is a wicked master, is someone who's gonna reap whatever he didn't sow. So your view about God determines what you're doing with your talent. If you think that God is an angry God and is gonna punish you if you don't get fruits, or if you whatever, the way you think about God is gonna determine what you are doing with your talent. Giving excuses. خفت لحسن بعدين I don't succeed, or I was worried if I lose the talent. Just giving excuses for not serving or not raising the dead. And the excuses are many. We can here sit down and give excuses. Oh, nobody cares. Oh, I'm not important. Oh, who cares about my talent? Oh, I don't know how to do anything. Oh, X will do the job better than me. These are all excuses. These are all excuses that we give. Oh, Samir, if I don't do a good job, he's gonna kill me, or he's gonna beat me, or whatever. The way you see him, okay? We all give excuses not to serve. We are very good in giving excuses. We are very good in giving excuses. But in God's view, there is no excuse. In God's view, God has given you something. You need to use it in raising the dead. Point number 5, I'm going to finish in 5 minutes. Point number 5, in the title I said the power to raise the dead, and I added the power to kill the alive. And why I'm saying that? Because unfortunately sometimes, many times, we use what we have in killing people. And that's very common in churches. That God kida is giving me a good skill talking, and I can be a wonderful lawyer. Instead of raising the dead, I talk about Kiro, I talk about Bishoy, I talk about Mina to kill them. And when I say kill, we're not talking about killing physically. Worse than killing physically, or maybe worse than killing physically, is killing the character of someone. And I'm 100% sure, that every one of you guys sitting here, you know someone who was killed by someone in the church. And that's why he or she stopped coming to church. We are very good in using what we have in killing people instead of raising up the dead. And that's so serious. Imagine, you know what God has said about people who become a stumbling block to other people? What did he say? It's better for him to be huh?
Kill himself.
To be what?
To hang himself on
تلف حواليه كده بتاع ده. You throw him in the water. مش throw him in the water. You throw him in the water with what? Stone. عارفين ده يعني ايه؟ يعني it's gonna drag you down inside of the water. That's what happens to people. If you kill someone or you kill this character or her character. It's better because this person is not gonna come to church because of you, because of me. Because the way I spoke about him, or the way I spoke to him. We need to be very careful, guys, with our influence on people. You have influence on people. You definitely have influence on people. And this influence can be a positive influence and can be a negative influence. And if it's a negative influence, you're going to be thrown in darkness. I'm going to be thrown in darkness if I have a negative influence. And if you have positive influence, you're going to go to the kingdom of heaven. That's how important we are to each other. And I'm so sad to say that I know many people that their character were killed. And that's why they don't want to see anybody in church. Oh, you're من الكنيسة? شكرا, مع السلامة, bye bye. I don't want to see you. Because of a previous experience that I had in church. The last point that I want to speak about is how do I recognize my talent? How do I recognize my talent? Monica, how do you recognize your talent?
Just by observing, like introspection.
Observing myself. Very good. Introspection. يعني إيه introspection? Let's dwell on this a little bit. What do you mean by introspection?
Reflecting on yourself.
Very good. Your talent is probably the thing that you like most. Your talent is probably the thing that you like most. And God is gonna take this, what you like most, and use it for His glory if you put it in His hand. Okay? So again, I like to play basketball. حاجة as simple as that. I like to play, and we all like to. You all like to play basketball. Okay? Why don't you consider playing basketball is your talent? You can teach people how to act as a basketball player, a Christian basketball player. طبعا the negative we know. Okay? You can make a difference in the spirit of the team. Your talent can very well be that you are a good basketball player. Are you using it? Well, we all know, we like to use it as for fun or to, I did 5 3 points. I did that. Okay, I'm good in that. Okay? And I'm better than Samuel who missed 10 fouls. Okay? That's what we do. That's what we do. And maybe if we don't say that loudly, we talk to each other about it. And that's how we kill the character of someone else. So number one, look at yourself. Look at what you do best. Maybe your studies is the best that you like. You like to sit down and read. Okay? So God can use you as a wonderful physician, as a wonderful, real, honest lawyer. Okay? It's difficult to find. لكن يعني. So what you like most can be very well your talent.
I have 2 other ideas. Another one is to try new things, and then a third one is to see what people give you feedback on, like positive feedback on.
Very good. So what you like most? قلت تاني مرة.
Try new things.
Try new things.
Yeah.
Okay. Try new things. That's very good. بلاش the idea of I don't know how to do that. Try new things and
See what people give you good feedback.
okay. So maybe if I tell you your voice was excellent today. Okay, maybe something that you don't see in yourself. Maybe that's actually the meaning of the banker. The idea that okay, at least give it to the banker. You know, the third one, the master told him, at least give it to the banker, he can use it. That's exactly how it is. You can know your talent through other people. You can know your talent through other people. I'm gonna just read for you in Romans 12 some of the talents that maybe you never thought of. Okay, so Romans 12. Okay, I'm gonna read from verse 9. Romans 12, verse 9. Also, a list of talents, this list of talents. Let love be without hypocrisy. Yes, if best we have few people that really love each other without hypocrisy in the church. You can be one of these people. Let love be without hypocrisy. Abhor what is evil. If you can influence people positive by telling your friends, this is not right, don't do it. That's a talent. You can stand against the flow. Cling to what is good. Be kindly affectionate to one another. It's a gift. It's a talent to be kind to one another. With brotherly love. In honor, giving preference to one another. عارفين يعني ايه giving preference to one another؟ يعني واقفين على الباب كده والباب is small فأقول لك كمان اتفضل. That's giving preference to one another. طبعا not literally لكن give preference to one another يعني you put other people first. Not lagging in diligence, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord. Rejoicing in hope. How many people can be rejoicing because you are rejoicing? Patient in tribulation. How many people can see you patient in your tribulation and they can learn from you? This is just outside of the box. We always think, serving is Sunday school, wa'azing, I don't know, hand. That's what we have as no. This is realist love, abhor evil, rejoice in hope, fervent in the spirit, patient in tribulation, continuing steadfastly in prayer, distributing to the needs of saints, given in hospitality. And by the way, we have a sandwich staff coming up. That's it. That's a talent. You can be talent. Monica did a great job in serving the homeless, and that in my age, I cannot do what she did. That's a talent. You can make a conversation with the people, distributing to the needs of the saints, given to hospitality. Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice, and weep. I see someone sad, weeping, going into tribulation. I'll weep with him. I'll be next to him. I'll support him. And at the same time, I'm going to rejoice with those who are rejoicing. These are all talents, guys. We need to develop this in ourselves. Don't think inside of the box that the talents have to be blah, blah, blah. No. Think outside of the box. There are hundreds of talents. This is just a small list in Romans 12. From verse 9. I'm going to stop here, but the list goes on and on and on. God is going to show you what is your talent. Just tell him, I'm available. Show me what I'm good at. I'm going to end with a quotation from Mother Teresa that says, in this life, we cannot do great things, but we can do small things with great love. In this life, we cannot do great things, but we can do small things with love. And I think that's the bottom line. The bottom line of all this conversation is that you are important. You are very important. Don't ever think that there is no need for you. If you are a small member, if you are this phalanges of this صباع اللي ملوش لازمة, if I cut this, you're gonna be in severe pain. If you have a boil here or some pus here, you're gonna be in severe pain. This small phalange that you think is nothing. Please get out of your mind that you are good for nothing. Get out of your mind that I have no role. Get out of your mind that if I don't do anything, the church will go as it is. That's not true. That's not true. If you don't do your part, the church is not going to go as it should go. We need all these kinds of talents, and that's why we are all members in the same body. We are all members. محدش يقدر ابونا ما يقدرش يقول انتوا مش كهنة, you cannot do sacraments. I can do liturgy without you. Cannot do that. Although he only needs one person, deacon, like he's not going to do that. That's not the completion of the body. Everyone has his own role. And the body will be missing a part if you are not doing your part. But please remember that this part that is to you is given to you from God according to your ability. So please don't compare yourself. Look, حاجة بسيطة قوي. النهارده when we came in here an hour ago, الأوضة دي messy, ترابيزات, كراسي all over. هنا مية, very wet. And Monica comes to me and tells me someone is gonna يتزحلق. يعني ايه يتزحلق؟ slip. حاجة very simple. Imagine بقى someone came وخصوصا لما يكون happy زي كده and slips here. How this is gonna affect the whole church? We need someone, okay, this is a problem, I'm gonna fix the problem. It doesn't even need a talent. It doesn't even need a talent. Like it's a job that someone has to do. Someone has to put the chairs together. If all of us, no, that's not a good job for me. So خلي بقى هنا كراسي كده all over ونعمل بقى واحد باصص كده واحد باصص كده واحد باصص كده خلاص يعني. Someone has to do the job of putting the chairs together. And the meeting cannot go on without that person, believe it or not. يعني if no one cared to put the chairs together and to clean the area here and the space here for the people so they don't slip, then you cannot go on with the meeting. Or the meeting can be a disaster. If someone comes in, like me, heavy like me, and slips here, كلنا نضحك عليه ونكلم الامبولانس وكلنا نروح بقى الامبولانس مع سمير administration. That's what's gonna happen. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I really want everyone to understand that you have a very important role. And this idea that someone else will do this job kills the service and kills the church. Remember, what really matters is to find your talent and choose your talent with love. We cannot do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Don't compare yourself to each other. Think about yourself. Think about what God has given you according to your ability. And no one has the right to boast because all of us, we were given our talents. Any questions? Any questions? I think the message is very clear. And I really hope with what Ma'ar is going to do, the presentation that Ma'ar is going to do now, that's exactly what we are planning to do in this ministry. I'm not going to say in this meeting, in this whole ministry of the youth. Because I want you to find out for yourself what is your job, what is your talent, how can you use your talent in this big ministry. And the presentation that Ma'ar is going to show us is this is structure that we're going to use for the future of this ministry. Okay? You need to think and see yourself somewhere in this structure that Ma'ar is going to show us. Please don't say no. أنا ما بعرفش أعمل حاجة. Okay? Any questions?
I just have a comment.
Sure.
I don't know if someone went to a passion retreat, last passion retreat, but we went, not passion, sorry, it's momentum. So there was something about talents, the whole idea about the momentum retreat about the talent. So they really did something very good in the end of the 3 days, which is they give like questionnaire, a few questions, and everyone asks himself if he really like do this, and then they can find what talent really they like and what talent they are weakened.
Okay.
And then they work on it in a spiritual way. So I think this exam also
I think we can do this list. Like again, this list is in the Bible. Go and read Romans 12, the last part of Romans 12. We're gonna find a list of all the talents that can be needed. I want you to think outside of the box. Please, think outside of the box. Service and talents is not teaching Sunday school and lead Alhan or lead Shamamsa or be a deacon. That's not all the talents. There are talents, like they are not all the. I want you to think outside of the box. How I can, on a personal level, serve someone. Maybe I'll be happy when he is happy. I'll be sorrowful when he is sorrowful. I'll give him an ear when he wants someone to listen to him. I'll give him a lift or a ride, or I call him, or I wish him happy birthday. Or what? Think outside of the box. Think what are you doing best, what you like to do best, and tell God, Ya Rab, it's in your hand. Use me in this.